more Media of the Mind by LizzeXX. We're on chapter 4, which is the third part of the Christmas invasion. So we're halfway through because specials will have 5 chapters instead of the 3 chapters like the normal episodes have. So, yeah. Anyway, let's just get right into this, shall we? But if you would like to follow along, which I really do recommend, because sometimes I have a habit of skipping words that I don't realize, or I mess something up, or I like struggle with a word. I guess stutter would be the better word for that. So go to the link below. There are 2 options for you to follow along to. There's fanfiction.net and there's archive as well. If you pick and choose which one you want to follow along to. I don't think there's any difference apart from archive sometimes has like a picture from the episode with like Angel in it and like at least one per episode. So I don't know if it's gonna be this chapter or one of the other 2 chapters because we haven't seen one for this one episode so far. So let's just get right into this with chapter 4, the Christmas invasion. Something is coming. What the hell? Llewellyn gasped as the man and woman marched, spotting the lights whispering around their heads. The light! It's the same light! Sally, what are you doing? Sally! He tried to grab Sally, but she just continued on. Oh, leave her! Harriet called. You'll hurt her! The security guards raised their guns to fire, not sure if the men and women were going to attack, when the commanding officer shouted, Let them pass! Where are they going? Laura wondered. Rose headed for the door of the flat, hearing one of the neighbors shouting. Sandra? She called. As she and Mickey popped their heads out to see Sandra chasing after her husband as he marched down the hall. He won't listen, she cried. Just walking! He won't stop walking! There's a sort of light thing. Vixen, stop it! Rose took a few steps forward, Mickey was following. Right now! They looked over the railing to see schools of people entranced by a blue light just marching. They're all heading in the same direction, Harriet shouted as she and a few other members of the unit followed the people. So certain people, Laura remarked. Why isn't it affecting us? Clarissa, Alex called. It's happening all over the country. A woman desperately tried to get her family to stop marching. Hannah, come on! I'll stop this. It's not funny anymore. Come on, Anna. Come back inside the house. Catherine. Catherine, now listen to me. You come back inside now. She tried to stop her children, but they kept walking. You, Jonathan, come back in with Mummy. Jonathan, come back in with Mummy. It's scary now. Come on. She tried again, close her tears, turning to her husband. Alan, help me out here. Please. All around, people were frantic, trying to stop the people marching. As far as I can tell, they're heading for any sort of high-rise building, a police officer called into his radio. Anything with stairs, anything with steps. They watched in horror as the people climbed steps up the sides of buildings. They've gone all the way up, the world called. They've gone to the roof. They're just making my way to the front of the building now, the officer reported. There's hundreds of them. Oh God, they've gone right to the edge. They're gonna jump. They're all gonna jump. Laura hurried across the roof after Sally. Sally, stop it. He walked backwards, trying to stop her. It's Sally Llewell. Sally Llewell. Sally, you've got to play. Listen to me. You're being controlled. We need you. She just walked on. Stop it, Sally. Angel peeked out of the window of the flat, eyeing the people standing at the edge of the roof in high rises, their loved ones trying to hold them back before turning and walking back to the doctor. There's nothing she could do to help them. Not now. And if she tried, she'd probably just stay on that too. Mason, I'm talking to you, Sandra shouted as Mickey and Rose watched. Just stop! Just as the people reached the edge, they stopped. It's not just the whole country, Alex reported. It's the whole world. They just stopped, the officer called. They won't stop. They're just standing there, right on the edge. According to a report, it's like a third, Alex reported to Harriet, back in the base, at his laptop. 1/3 of the world's population. That's 2 billion people ready to jump. What do we do? Mickey asked. Nothing. Rose replied, defeated. No one to save us. Not anymore. He looked at her sharply. What about Angel? Rose scoffed. Got a this mess in the first place. Rose, don't you think you're being a bit harsh? He eyed her disapprovingly. She's not the one who brought the aliens to Earth. Angel had done everything she could to help them, to help the doctor, and Rose just wouldn't leave her be for even a minute. He knew enough to know Angel didn't deserve that, and for once he was going to take a stand against Rose. The aliens asked you for the doctor, Rose's generating energy, or whatever that is, Rose counted. Rose's regenerating because of her. If she hadn't done what she did, the doctor would be awake right now to stop this. Rose, Nikki shifted, not wanting to get on her bad side too, but not wanting her to keep taking it out on Angel like she was when the girl wasn't even there to defend herself. You were the one who woke the doctor up when Angel said not to, she pointed out, making Rose look at him so far she was afraid she got whiplash. She'd be up by now. She'd be up now if you just let him sleep then. And with that, he turned and headed back in. Moonlight ran for the door, knowing how Rose could be. It's not my fault, she shouted after him, even though her gut told her it was, even a little, her fault. Yes, she didn't want to admit. She's been responsible for the doctor's dying once before, with the Reapers. She shouldn't be again. Not again. Stop! The world and the angels ran back into the base. Wait a minute. There is a pattern, Alex gasped. All these people tend to be father and son, mother and daughter, brother and sister, family group, but not husband and wife. Oh my god. The world stared at the screen. Alex and Harry looked over at him. It's 2001. He turned to Alex. Have you got medical staff on file for all your staff? Of course we have, yes. Alex nodded, moving aside so the world could sit. Harry and the baby joined them. What about Torchwood? He asked the major quietly. Still working on it, he replied. Bear in mind, they have lost a third of their staff. But do they have what we need? Yes, ma'am. Well, tell them to hurry up. Here he is. The world brought up the medical files. Sorry, Jason. Blood group. A positive. Who else walked out? Luke Parsons. Alex answered for after a moment's thought. Luke Parsons, A positive. Jeffrey Baxter. Baxter, A positive. That's it. They're all A positive. How many people in the world are A positive? The major asked. No idea, but I bet it's 1/3. What's so special about that blood group? Nothing, but it's my fault. When I get one, it's got one of those facts identifying the human race. A message to the stars. I mean, you don't expect anything to come of it, but I put on maps and music and samples. There's deep seas and water and blood. A positive. The Sycorax have got a vial of A positive. And well, I don't know how, but through that, they control the blood, Harriet finished. Oh my god, he gasped. There's only one more thing I can try, Harriet said, turning to leave. Major, with me. Ladies and gentlemen, Harriet broadcasted over the TV, Rose, Vicky, and Jackie watching. If I may take a moment during this terrible time, it's hard to between speech, I'm afraid. That's been cancelled. She looked off camera. Did we ask about the royal family? She blinked at the reply. Oh, they're on the roof. But ladies and gentlemen, this crisis is unique, and I'm afraid to say it might get much worse. I would ask you all to remain calm, but I have one request. Doctor, if you're out there, we need you. Jackie looked at Rose, but she wouldn't look away from the TV. I don't know what to do, but if you can hear me, Doctor. Rose turned away. If anyone knows the Doctor, if anyone can find him, the situation has never been more desperate. Rose turned and walked back towards the kitchen. Help us. Please, Doctor. Help us. She leaned heavily against the counter, sobbing at how hopeless it all was. Jackie quickly made her way over to her, taking her in her arms, trying to comfort her. When suddenly a massive wave smashed all the windows and glass. Sonic wave! The world shouted as an alarm went off. It's a spaceship! It's hit the atmosphere! Mickey, Rose, and Jackie ran outside, looking up as a huge spaceship floated into view, scaring the sun, hovering right over central London. Rose stared at it a moment before running back inside. She burst into the doctor's room as Angel was downing his head. Mickey, we're going to carry him, he shouted back, running to the bed and throwing the duvet off. Mum, get your stuff and get some food. We're going. Rose, what are you doing? Angel asked, a bit shaken from the way that had struck only moments ago. Well, where to? Mickey countered. The TARDIS, Rose answered. It's the only safe place on Earth. What are we going to do in there? Danny shook her head. Hide. Is that it? Mom, look in the sky. There's a great big alien invasion, and I don't know what to do, right? I've traveled with him, and I've seen all that stuff, but when I'm back at home, I'm useless. Now all we can do is run and hide, and I'm sorry. Now move. Jackie turned to leave the room and Rose to get the doctor up. Here, let me help. Ada stepped forward, agreeing the TARDIS was the safest place. Just put a hand on the doctor's shoulder when Rose snapped. Don't touch him! Rose nearly spat at her, making Angel flinch back. Mickey, grab his legs! Mickey stepped forward and grabbed the legs, helping Rose carry him out the room. They're transmitting, Lowell called as Harriet ran over. On screen, the Sycorax appeared on the monitor speaking in their language as Alex translated to them. Will the leader of this world stand forward? Harriet stepped forward. I'm proud to represent this planet. To aboard. Well, how do I do that? Harriet wondered. Suddenly her, the Major, Lowell, and Alex were bathed in blue light. What's happening? Lowell asked. I would imagine it's called a teleport, Harriet remarked as they were beamed to the ship. They looked around in shock and awe, surrounded by thousands of cigarettes. One of them, the leader, stepped forward and humans did the same. He lifted his hands to his head, pulling off the helmet. Helmet? They might be like us. The world smile faded when, with the helmet off, they could see the face beneath to be skeletal, made of bone and muscle on the outside. Or not. And then the aliens began to speak. Rose and Mickey carried the doctor out the front door, Jackie behind them, trying to follow with quite a few bags in her hands. She dropped one and tried to pick it up again. Come, would you just leave that stuff and give us a hand? Rose shouted. It's food, she argued. You said to eat it. Just leave it. Here, Jackie. Angel stepped forward, not having anything in her arms, and taking some from her. Let me help. Oh, thanks, love. Jackie smiled at her softly, so sorry for how Rose was treating the girl. Angel smiled and thanked. Did you bring tea? Oh, of course, she beamed as they turned to follow Rose and Mickey. Angel's smile fell just a bit. Why did she keep asking about tea? She had to admit, it probably seemed mad and rather unimportant, but she just knew it might help the doctor, but she didn't know how. She hadn't paid all that much attention in academy, not about math or science or much else but space and time. A little bit of history, a tiny bit about other species. She wasn't sure why it would help. And she knew that Rose, given how she currently felt, wouldn't believe her if she told her that she would see the doctor. She wanted an explanation. She wanted a reason. And she just couldn't give it without claiming it was just a feeling. Something that would have probably set Rose off given how last real feeling had gone. The cigarette threw the ground to speak while Alex translated, using a small handheld translator. You will surrender or I will release the final curse, and your people will jump. If I can speak, Llewellyn pushed himself forward. Mr. Llewellyn, you're a civilian, the Major grabbed his arm. No, he shook his head. I ran out the phone. I started it. I made contact with these people. This whole thing is my responsibility. He pulled his arm away and stepped forward, addressing the leader. With respect, sir, the human race is taking its first step towards the stars, but we are like children compared to you. The leader looked unimpressed. Children who need help. Children who need compassion. I beg of you now, show that compassion. The leader just raised the whip and lashed at Llewellyn, fastening it around his neck. The man shouted with pain and glowed blue, falling down on the ground, nothing more than a pile of bones. That man was your prisoner, the Major stepped forward angrily. Even your species must have articles of war, forbidding. The leader just used the whip on him too. Alex moved a step forward, but Harriet stopped him, stepping up herself, holding out her ID. Harriet Jones, Prime Minister. Yes, Alex translated. We know who you are. Surrender or they will die. The leader turned his back on them, moving up the stairs to stand next to a large red button. If I do surrender, Harriet hesitated, how would that be better? He placed his hand over it. Half is sold into slavery or one-third dies. Alex paused. Your choice. Harriet closed her eyes, opening them again as the leader hissed at her. Rose and Mickey carried the doctor into the TARDIS. Jackie and Angel following them with the food. They walked in, laying the doctor on the ground. What's so much you could try this thing? Mickey turned to Angel. I could, she said, shivering just a bit. But if I power her up, the Sycorax should be able to detect her. So what do we do? Just sit here? How close does it get? Rose leaned against the console, frustrated. As Angel placed the bag down, knelt beside the doctor. Right, here we go. Jackie smiled with these thermos. Nice cup of tea. There's food for everything. Isn't it, Angel? Rose glared at her. Rose, stop it. Jackie scowled, tired of how her daughter was acting, but knowing she couldn't argue much against it. She was just as bad. She'd rather argue till she was blue in the face than admit she was wrong about something. Now, I'll get the rest of the food. You just wait here. She turned and headed out of the TARDIS. Tea, Mickey smiled, taking the thermos that Jackie had put down, like we're having a picnic while the world comes to an end. Very British. Rose didn't answer though he did notice as he saw the monitor. How does this thing work? If we stop TV, maybe we could see what's going on out there. Maybe we surrendered. He looked up. What do you do to it? I don't know. It sort of shoots itself. Rose muttered, turning around to push a few buttons. No! Angel sighed. Don't touch that! Jumped to her feet, running to the console, but it was too late. On the Sycorax ship, the leader turned quickly, hearing faint split. The droid, Alex said quietly to Harriet. The beacon. They say it's machinery. Foreign machinery. They're accusing us of hiding it. Conspiring. Bring it on board. Jackie stepped out of the flat, holding two more bags, walking towards the TARDIS when it teleported away. Rose? She asked. It disappeared. Hurry! What? Mickey looked over at Angel as she quickly hit a few buttons, turning off the monitor. What is that like? What, is that like a distress signal? She asked. The Angel was on the other side of the console now, trying to see if they'd been detected. That lot of good that's gonna do, Rose remarked bitterly. She's a big misery all the time, Mickey rounded her. Yes, you should look at it from my point of view, Mickey remarked, putting the thumbs down the edge of the console, really next to her. Stuck in here with your mum's cooking. Where is she? Rose looked around, before heading to the door. I bet give her a hand. Might start laying missiles out there. Tell her anything from a tip, that's fine. Why don't you tell yourself? Well, brave. Oh, I don't know. She smiled back at him and stepped outside just as Amy's eyes widened. Rose, no! She turned, but Rose was already out. A moment later, she screamed. Rose! Mickey ran off to follow, running out, leaving the door open. Angel quickly grabbed the phone and yanked out beside the doctor, looking around for a moment as though trying to figure out what to do before pouring it through the great seats around him. Please speak, she whispered into his ear, giving his hand a quick squeeze and dropping a kiss to his forehead, before getting up and running out. The door! Rose was shouting. Close the door! Vicky turned around but was grabbed by a cigarette. But luckily, Angel stepped out and shut the door right behind her, getting grabbed as well and dragged off. The key landed on a hot object below the grilling, causing it to steam up around the doctor. The leader smirked as the trio was brought forward. Please, Harriet gasped, stumbling forward to hug the woman, though both were terrified. Please, I've got you. Come on, my precious thing. The doctor, is he with you? No, her voice shook. Where you still got me, Angel reminded her quietly. Rose turned straight at her. Not good that was rough. Angel stepped back at that, Mickey putting a hand on her shoulder in comfort. She reached up and squeezed his hand, giving him a small smile which he returned encouragingly. At least she supported her. Inside the TARDIS, steam surrounded the doctor's head, him inhaling it with each breath he took. He took a deep one in his sleep, opening his mouth for one more orange regeneration energy to escape. The leader pointed at Rose and addressed her angrily. The yellow girl, Alex translated. She has the clever blue box. Therefore, she speaks to your planet. She can't. Harry argued. "Yeah, I can," Rose said quietly, not taking her eyes off the leader. "Don't you dare," Nikki hissed. "Someone's got to be the doctor. And why not let the Time Lady show us the Time Lord?" Nikki argued. But Rose ignored him, stepping forward. "Kill you!" Harriet grabbed her arm. Rose shook her off. "Will you stop him?" She took a few more steps forward, speaking nervously. "I, um, I addressed the Sycorax according to Article 15 of the Savage Proclamation. I command you to leave this world with all the authority of the Sabine Parliament of Cultural Salvatore and the Gulf Confederacy." The leader strode towards her. "It has a sanction by the mighty Jaggerfest and oh, the Daleks. Now leave this planet in peace. In peace." There was a moment of silence before the cigarette burst out laughing. "You are very, very funny," Alex translated as Lizzie grew angry. "And now you're going to die." And that's the end of chapter 4. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, go leave a review, comment, kudos, all that stuff. We are done here now. So we'll go. And but before you go, be sure to subscribe. I upload new videos every Friday and Saturday. And I'll see you guys next Friday with a new video.